What's up, nerds? What's up, nerds? Goz Master here with another Magic the Gathering puzzle quest. Today's quest, and in my home office today, and I gotta be quiet because people are working around me. But today's quest, a new spoiler card. Thank you as always to Webcore for including me in this spoiler season. I really appreciate it. But I need to redact a statement I made earlier. Maybe I spoke a little too rashly. The feedback I've gotten from the previous video, if you didn't see it from Demolition Field, was pretty substantial. That card is stupid powerful, and I wound up making a comment towards the end of that video where I basically said it's the least powerful card out of the three that I got. After further reflection, insightful thought, and basically spending some time sitting with myself and my words, maybe I misspoke. Maybe I spoke a little too soon. These other cards are very powerful, but that one might change the game. We'll have to see. That said, today's card is absolutely no slouch. My third, I'll talk about it later. All right, for now, let's get into it. Bovine Intervention. It's a 20 mana white spell card that reads, destroy all the creatures, and all the gems. I love that copy. Then create X white Ox tokens. X is the number of cards destroyed this way, including their reinforcements. Then you gain Y life. Y is the number of Ox creatures you control, including the reinforcements. All players lose the crime emblem. We'll talk about crime here in a second. But right now, destroy all creatures and all of the gems. So if this works like it has previously done by Webcore's previous iterations of the words destroy all gems, then all gems will be destroyed, and any supports that are on the board, including vanguards, will actually lose a shield, and destruction will only count as if they leave the board. So this should, by my accounts, destroy all token supports as well. Any simple tokens, anything that counts as simple tokens or impacted tokens that way, creatures or cards that would actually have any of that. The creatures have no choice. I don't care how many different reinforcements they have or what conditions they have, they will be destroyed. But the supports is a different thing. All the gems and things, oh, it's such a beautiful thing. I love when a board goes nuke. Oh, it's one of the prettiest things ever. With that said, though, what do you get out of that? There are all kinds of possible shenanigans that can happen here. I'm trying to think of, in white, what planeswalkers are there that create tokens that get benefit from those tokens being destroyed? I don't know. Maybe you can think of one. Comment if you can think of one that creates their own supports and gets benefit when they're destroyed. Let me think. With that said, what does the Ox token look like? Well, it's a very simple white Ox 2/2 token creature that is grounded. It does not have flying, but I like to give it flying. So the challenge with this, and some of you may be thinking, well, I'm going to use this with that said walker that has the cats that he does. Very powerful walker. And that will be a very powerful deal. You go spam your first, second, and third abilities. You put those tokens on the board. You use this. You get all of the benefits from destroying all of your creatures, which are tokening up. The little kitty cats are tokening up anyways. But then in addition to that, you destroy all of that. You get those bovines. And then you get all the benefits from those tokens, right? Well, I don't know. We'll have to see how it actually plays, but I don't think we will. Here's the deal. It's going to destroy the creatures first because that's what's destroyed, or that's what's listed there first. So we destroy all the creatures. And then we destroy all the gems. But if we don't have a creature on the board while those gems are being destroyed, then they don't get any of the benefits of what those tokens give them, i.e. lifelink, double strike, or prevent damage. The Ox then is put on board after the destruction happens, so it would not be there to trigger, which is unfortunate, but that would be cool if we did. Benefits, I should say, from destroying those supports on the stack, but that's not the way a puzzle quest works. That's a trigger from Magic the Gathering. So with that said, then we get the Ox tokens on the board. It doesn't matter, though. We're still going to have a slew of them, but they're only 2/2 weenie creatures that are sitting on the board, which is still nice. We still need haste. So if you have like Tyvar or Flame Shadow Conjuring, or if you have Angelic Intervention, whatever it is, the one that gives them lifelink and haste, in hand, you get the mana gain from it. The creatures hit the board, then you cast that spell, give it haste and lifelink. That would be something good to do. Or another option you might have would be if you're running Goz Master of Flowers. This is Nalthazar's suggestion. I really love this idea. You take this with Goz Master of Flowers, create a slew of tokens, destroy the said tokens with Bovine Intervention, create your Oxes in mass, and then you turn them into Ox Gods by using Goz Master's third ability to make them, and then you give them Angelic Intervention or Angelic, whatever it is, I forget what it is. Give them haste, lifelink, and vigilance. The vigilance stays, the other two end at the end of turn. And then you swing with a massive god that does a massive amount of things. Funny side story here. We play Catan in my household. Very many feelings are hurt by the end of the evening because Catan is a cutthroat game. But there is one sheep in that game that we have that we call the Ox of Agonies. It's got a little clip out of the edge of it. So every time the kids get it, the boys specifically, they're like, I have the Ox of Agonies. You cannot defeat me. So you know, while I'm playing this game, and anytime the white ox becomes gods, in my play, I will be yelling on my side, I have the Ox of Agonies. Know that I bring death upon your door. That's going to happen. Oh, I forgot to mention crime. What is crime? How do we handle crime? Well, let me show you. So the way the new mechanic crime is going to work is it's an evergreen that's going to provide buffs to cards that players have when you have the crime emblem. So when a player casts a spell with the crime emblem or the crime symbol, your player, your planeswalker, or your opponent's planeswalker is going to gain the crime emblem's little symbol that's going to be popped up on the corner there. And in that note, what's going to wind up happening from there is that anytime you cast an additional crime spell or a spell that has crime on it, you'll get an additional benefit, additional effect. Now, there are some cards, just like Bovine, will take the crime emblem away from your planeswalker. When that happens, then you have to cast another crime spell to get the crime emblem, and then you cast the secondary spell to actually get the additional effects. Does that make sense? So you don't get it on your first cast, you get the emblem first, and then when you cast any additional card after that, that's when you get the additional effects. So an example would be like there's a card that does 3 damage to target creature, but then if it has the crime emblem, or if you have the crime emblem, it actually would change that verbiage to destroy that creature instead. So kind of like the other versions we've had where you meet a certain criteria, a certain requirement, and then you're able to trigger additional effects. So I'm very excited to see how this gets played out. That's how that's going to go. But as far as Bovine is concerned, as far as my Ox of Agonies are concerned, they're going to be taking that crime emblem from everyone on the board. So if you're relying that on as a win con or some type of strategery, you're going to have to double cast, which should slow Greg down from getting full benefits from those spells. I think it's kind of cool. We'll see how it works when it's actually played. That my said, my friends, what do you think of this card? Is this a chase card? I think this will be a lot of fun for me. I don't know if this is going to be an absolute more powerful card. Again, I redact my previous statement after seeing how strong Demolition Field is going to be. Demolition Field is going to get played everywhere. This one's white. It's limited, but it will still see play. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to personally play with it. Thanks again to Webcore for including me in the spoiler season here, and to all my subscribers and all my friends out there, all my fellow nerds. Get into the Discord, get into the groups, get in there and ask your questions. I have a server link that's included below. All of the world's best players of the game are in there. It's a neutral environment. We're not trying to recruit you for any coalitions, teams. Every now and then I do make announcements when I have a spot open on my team, but that's not mandatory. It's a completely fun, neutral spot that you should join, because we have a lot of great fun. And I have a lot of newer players that are in my groups as well, so we teach them a lot of how to get it done. But the best, and I mean the best players in the world are in there, so you should get in there. And I look forward to helping you, along with all the other folks that are in my groups, get to the best performance you possibly can. And I hope and pray that the Ox of Agonies, blesses you with the decimation of your opponents. And until our next quest, my friends, swords up. Oh God, the next video I have to do is all about the final card that I really don't want to show you guys because I don't want to play against it. I don't know why they did this. They gave Nalcazar the anti-conversion deal when that's his favorite thing, and they gave me the anti-loop card. Yeah. Test of Talents is back.